just wanted to make a really quick video just to walk you through the syllabus. So this is General Chemistry 1. It's going to be a hybrid course this time, and that means we're going to meet once a week to do the labs together. At that time we can also answer any questions that you have on the lecture material. I also have 2 optional Zoom sessions for you on Monday and Wednesday at 9 o'clock, and here's the link to the Zoom. If you would like to set up office hours, outside of that Monday, I'm only on campus. I'm only on the Cumberland campus on Mondays. I'm on the Gloucester campus on Tuesday and Wednesday, and any other days I'm available by Zoom. So you just make an appointment with me, and I'll send you this link again so we can meet via Zoom. For course materials, we have our textbook. This is not required. If you don't use textbooks, don't worry about it. If you'd like to have a reference copy, then definitely get this. This is great. You can even get an older edition. So this is the 13th, 14th edition I think we have in the bookstore. I've seen the 9th edition for like $5 online, so you can definitely find this for cheaper, an older edition. I'm not going to assign any homework specifically from the textbook or any additional reading material. It's really a resource for you to use if that's something that you'd like to use. I like this author, but you can pretty much use any chemistry textbook that you would like. For the lab manual, we have a custom lab manual. I'm going to post everything on Blackboard, everything on eLearning. And then other materials will have a scientific calculator, so make sure you bring your calculator. We'll need a composition book for lab. All of your data that you collect is going to go into this lab notebook. It's just a composition book with the sewn-in pages. And then you also need your lab goggles and a lab apron. We're going to download Excel for free, and I believe this is the right link. I'll walk you through that process. Our grade will be distributed this way. We'll have 9 lab reports. There are 20 points each. We'll also have 9 pre-lab assignments. There's 1 lab safety assignment that's 25 points each. So basically all of this lab, all the lab reports and the lab safety count as like 250 points out of the 1,000 points. We'll have 3 exams. Each exam is 200 points. And then we'll have 10 problem sets, plus a bonus problem set. So basically, you can skip one of the problem sets if you get behind on something and it won't count against you, or you can do all 11 problem sets and you'll have extra bonus points on there. Grade is determined this way. At any point in the semester, if you want to figure out what your grade is, just take the number of points that you earned divided by the total number of points possible at that point. And then multiply by 1,000, and then you can compare it to something in this chart. And I can go over that again. If at any point you need clarification on where you stand, please let me know and I'll help you calculate your grade. These are our learning outcomes. These are all the topics we're going to discuss in Chem 1. Attendance is mandatory for our in-person session, but not for the Zoom session. So anytime we're online, that's an optional live online session. That's just because I know this course was not originally supposed to be hybrid or online at all. It's supposed to be face-to-face, and now we are, there's an online component to it, so I don't want to leave you hanging there. Please come to the live online session if that works with your schedule, and ask all the questions that you would like to ask at that time. It's perfectly fine, and again, we can meet outside that time as well. As I mentioned, you'll have problem sets. Each chapter will have a graded problem set. We'll have the 3 exams. I also have an optional final exam. This is a cumulative final exam, so it's on everything. So if you bomb the first test, don't drop the class. Come talk to me. We'll figure out what happened. And then instead of having you retake that test, you'll take a cumulative final exam. So cumulative, it's on everything. So it's still going to cover the material from that first exam. Or if you bomb the second exam, or if you missed one for some reason, an unexcused absence, you can always take this final exam. It can't hurt you. It can only help you. Right, makeup policy. There won't be any makeup for the final exam because that's going to be given on the last day. And again, that one's optional. You don't have to take that. If you have to miss class, if you have to miss anything, just email me. Let me know what's going on. Bring a doctor's note. If you get sick in the middle of the semester, or if you have to quarantine or something, just let me know what's going on. I can always find an alternate assignment, figure out something to help you be successful in this class. The laboratory component of the course, all of our labs are broken up into 2 pieces. We have a pre-lab assignment and then we have a lab report. The pre-lab will be online. The lab report is going to be also submitted online. We'll also have our notebook, so we're going to talk more about the notebook when we when we're in class what needs to go in there. At the end of the lab manual that's posted on Blackboard, it does go through some lab guidelines, and we can walk you through all of that. Even though lab only makes up 25% of your final grade, you need to pass the lab part of the class in order to pass the class. So because this is a lab class, you need to pass the lab portion. If you miss 3 labs or unexcused labs, the unexcused absences on 3 of those, then you will fail the course. If you have a documented excuse, then that's I'm pretty flexible with that. Tell me what happened. If you can let me know beforehand, that's even better. If you have documentation is the best thing. So if you get COVID, just let me know. Let me know what's going on. Before you come to lab, you should read all your directions, prepare your notebook, make sure that you are dressed appropriate for lab, that you have your closed-toe shoes on, long pants, that sort of thing. Complete the pre-lab assignment, and hand them at the beginning of class. So it's online. Ideally, you would hand it in before class starts. And again, you're submitting that through e-learning. The pre-labs are also in the lab manual, but I have them on Blackboard, so I would just use the ones on Blackboard. That's fine. And you want to prepare your notebook for any tables and graphs. So all the data that you collect is going to go right into that notebook. Not the lab manual, it's going to go in the notebook. The notebook is just that composition book. It's the dollar ones that you can get at Rite Aid or CVS, probably the bookstore as well. They probably charge more than $1. These other places sell them for pretty cheap. And everything's going to go in there. You're going to want to write in pen in your notebook as well. Sometimes we'll have post-lab questions. You can just add them onto your lab report. And then lab safety, we'll go through. We have a lab safety assignment. There's a video we'll watch in class if we have time. And we're going to be safe in lab. And if you have to get in touch with anyone, we have a whole list of resources down here. And this is all posted on Blackboard. So if you have any questions about the syllabus, let me know. I want to also show you our schedule. So our schedule is also posted on Blackboard. You can see we're not meeting this first week because we meet on Mondays, and yesterday was a holiday. So we will meet the following Monday. And we'll do lab safety. In that week, we'll talk about lab safety. We'll talk about chapter 1, start chapter 2. But you should be watching the videos for chapter 1 before we get to class. And you can even start chapter 2. We'll have a problem set 1. Problem sets are usually due on Fridays. Labs and pre-labs are due on Mondays because that's when we're meeting. So the lab is usually due a week after we do the lab. The lab report's due a week after. Except on exam days, if you need a little more time, I'd rather you focus on the exam rather than trying to get this 15 or 20 point lab assignment in. I would rather you focus on the 200-point exam. So for those weeks, even though it says it's due there, if you need a couple extra days, that's perfectly fine. Again, you're submitting everything online, so you don't need to hand it to me personally. So this is our schedule. There's a couple Mondays that the school is closed. So anything in blue means we're not meeting in person that week. Sometimes there's an alternate assignment. So I moved this Excel lab up instead of doing it in class. That's one that you could probably do on your own on the week of, I think that's President's Day. And then this is Easter Monday that we're off. We're also off on spring break. So spring break, I'm not going to give you an assignment though. But these other ones, there's a problem set due, or you're supposed to watch videos. So there will be something to do, even if we're not meeting in person. There's usually something else going on.